Hi everyone, and welcome along to today's video. So, the old stopcock again, here we have her, and it seems like a lot of you are having trouble getting the top off. It seems like it is actually turning fine, getting the water off as far as it will go, but it's still letting by. Generally means the washer inside of here is probably gone. But you may want to just change it anyway because it's not shutting off that well, and also maybe the seat of the actual tap wants reseating as well. But generally it's the washer that goes, and that means, so you turn it right off and it's still letting by at the tap. So you want to be able to get this top off, but find you can't undo it. It just seems to be solid. So what's the way around that? Well, first of all, I'll do it before you start anything. Turn the water off. Okay, if this is the main stopcock coming into your property, make sure you turn it off out in the road outside. It'll be on the pavement actually, or it could be even in some gardens, but you'll need to turn that off and then open the tap and make sure the water is off before you start any work, if this is the main stopcock that you're doing indoors. If it's another one somewhere else in the property, you can turn it off from this main stopcock down below, that's fine. But just a word of warning, do not take this head off, or try to take this head off without turning the main supply off first. So that done with, let's have a look at what we've got. We can possibly try to get this top off, shall we? This stuff, WD-40. Spray it just there, okay, around that, because that's where it's going to split from. Number two, a real important one, the correct spanners for the job for getting this off. It's going to be really tight, I can tell you. Now, mold grips are a no-no. You can clamp them on there. They just will not have enough power to undo this, I guarantee. You can clamp them on there tight as you want, but normally they kind of slip off and start to burr that head. The other thing I wouldn't advise is cheap spanners like this, adjustable ones that go on, and to be honest with you, they've got so much movement in the head. Look at that there, there's a ton of movement on it, and that will just slip when it gets on there. When you really get to pushing, you can tighten that up, but when it really comes to the crunch and try and move it, will slip round, guaranteed. It will try, but it will go, it won't do the job. Next best thing, a spanner, the proper size, a high quality one, not a cheap thing obviously. Make sure it's a good quality spanner, and it will fit dead on there. You know, look at that, absolutely nice fit. That's a 19mm, worth a try, the best bet. Now, not all adjustable spanners are rubbish. If you get a really high quality one, then they're pretty good as well, still really worth a go. If you can get hold of a real big one like this, this is a real good high quality one. This is a Draper, Bacco's good as well. It's a Draper, and this is a really big long hammer. Now what the difference for this is it's going to give you a lot of leverage. When you get that on there, you can put that to the end. The more leverage you got, the more you can pull down on that joint and get it open. So if you can get a hold of one of those, but these are expensive to buy. It's quite good. It's a Black & Decker one, not the best top quality, mate, but still very, very good. And I can still get that on there, and I've got that much leverage, as you can see. But with this one, if I pull this lever, I can pull it out like so. Now all of a sudden I've got a lot of leverage on there, and there's a good chance of that undoing. So here's our bit of pipe then, coming up out the floor with a stopcock on it. We've got our spanner on it there. We're trying to undo it. Okay, let's get it right there. Now what can happen if you push down too hard, pull too hard, it's possible to bend this pipe, because you're trying to force it that way and start a leak on it very easily. So something else that you might have to do is really tight, is get something else to hold against. I mean, I'm showing you these small Stilsons, because you've got to hold that there with the footprints there to hold the pipe so it doesn't bend, so that when you turn that down it doesn't go and the pipe's all bent like that. You pull on this one at the same time as you pull down on that one, so that one's going down, you're holding that with the other hand, hold against to stop it from busting the pipes. So fraught with danger, stopcocks. No, if worst comes to worst, you can always leave that one in place and put another one above it if you give up. And that's a simple way out of it, because if it's in a cupboard you ain't going to see it anyway. But that's just a simple way out if you can't be bothered. But for those of you who want to stick with it and get this done, we will get there. Now, last thing, let's see if we can undo it, shall we? Try it again. As you can see, even our spanner has slipped. It's that tight. We need something even more powerful, so let's go for the big spanners. Okay then, big spanners in hand. Try this one. I'm not about holding it on this again to just see if it will go. I'm worried about this bit of pipe break. Let's try it. There you go, not even that is going to undo that, which shows you how tight they actually can be. Even that spanner is not undoing it. Try this one. No, even that one has slipped off. So there we have it. That's how tight they actually are to get off. The last attempt with this is a tap around the outside, see if we can get it to move. But really, as you can see now, it's starting to burr around there now where we've tried so many times. So sometimes, like now, you just have to say I can't get it off. Or come back tomorrow and give it a fresh go. So now you can see quite hard these are to get off. Sometimes I've not given up. There is one other thing left I haven't showed you. When the head started to get burred like this anyway, it doesn't kind of matter too much getting something on. Then I have used a hammer and a small chisel and kind of knocked it down that way, and the shock of the hammer kind of often undoes it as well. So I'm going to go down the garage and give that a try to see if it will knock it loose, because I'm not giving up on this devil now. Okay, so been down the bottom in the garage and given this a tap round with a hammer and a chisel. Sounds mad, I know, but on there, chisel on there, and tapped it around and just giving it didn't go, but it just give it a good shock. So we've got the spanner on there now, see if it goes. Turn it on fully. There it goes. Yeah, that was it. I thought it went. When it goes, it just it's so loose once you've undone it. And there it is. There's a very wonky washer. As you can see, that looks pretty bad. Gives us a chance to reseat inside there now if it needs to be. Okay, and then put it back. Just put a bit of PTFE tape will do around there before we put that in, unless the washer's fine. Put it back in, and away you go. It's fixed. But there are the hurdles involved in trying to get the top off. Honestly, believe me, a lot of times it's better just to stick one up here if you've got room to go above. But that's up to you. I just wanted to show you how to do it. Anyway, that's it. That's me done for the morning. Time for a coffee. And for all my stuff, you know, to go usual place, Derriton 33. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.